Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to talk about the AI ethics checklist. But let's be real. Most people see it as just another box to tick, another compliance headache. We're here to flip that script. We're going to show you how to see it for what it truly is. An incredibly powerful strategic tool for any leader who's serious about AI. Let's get into it. You know, it really wasn't that long ago that AI felt like something out of science fiction. Something on the distant horizon. Well, guess what? That future is officially here. AI is now so deeply baked into how we do business that its risks, its opportunities, all those tricky ethical questions, they've landed right in the executive suite. This isn't some problem for the IT department anymore. It's a fundamental leadership challenge. So that brings us to the one question that every single leader should be asking themselves right now. What is the true cost of the AI you're rolling out? And I'm not talking about the budget for servers or developer salaries. I'm talking about the hidden costs. The cost of getting it wrong, which, believe me, can be absolutely astronomical. Let's just talk hard numbers for a second. Regulators are not messing around. The price tag for misusing AI, we're talking over $1.2 billion in global fines in 2024 alone. This isn't a what-if scenario anymore. This is a very real, very expensive problem happening today. And okay, beyond the cash, there's something even more valuable at stake: your reputation. We've seen a 65% explosion in stories about AI going wrong since just 2020. Think about it. You can fix a technical bug in a few hours, but how long does it take to rebuild a brand that people no longer trust? Years. And all of this filters down to the people who really matter, your customers. Right now, nearly half of them, 42%, already have major trust issues with AI. And when that trust disappears, so does your market share. The bottom line is simple. The stakes, financially, reputationally, commercially, they are sky high. So if the risks are that big, how do you move forward without being paralyzed by fear? Well, this is where the AI ethics checklist comes in. But you have to stop thinking of it as a brake pedal. It's not. It's the guardrails on the highway. It doesn't slow you down. It actually lets you innovate faster and with a hell of a lot more confidence. It's your map through this new landscape. And let's be perfectly clear about what we're talking about here. This is not some abstract philosophical debate for a university classroom. No. An AI ethics checklist is a practical, roll-up-your-sleeves business tool. It's a clear set of questions that guides your teams. It's a roadmap, not a research paper. It's about action. And another thing, this isn't a one-and-done deal. It's not some form you fill out right before launch. For this to work, ethical thinking has to be woven into every single stage of the process. It starts at the very beginning with the initial idea, it continues all through development and launch, and it stays in place for the long haul as you operate and monitor the system. It has to be continuous. So what's actually in this checklist? What makes it tick? Well, it's built on a foundation of 6 core principles. I want you to think of these as the absolute, non-negotiable rules of the road for building AI that your business can stand behind and that real people can actually trust. It all comes down to these 6 pillars. First, you've got fairness, actively rooting out bias. Then there's transparency, because if you can't explain what your AI is doing, you can't trust it. Simple as that. Accountability is next, knowing who is responsible when things go wrong. Privacy is, of course, a complete non-negotiable. Safety and security ensures your AI isn't turned into a weapon. And finally, and maybe most importantly, human oversight, making sure a person always has the final say in big decisions. Let's make one of these fairness really concrete. When an AI is unfair, we're talking about real-world harm. We're talking about hiring tools that reject amazing candidates or algorithms that deny someone a loan because of historical data biases. This isn't a theoretical issue. It has a profound, sometimes devastating impact on people's lives and, frankly, on your business. Okay, so we've got the principles. They sound good, right? But the real question is, how do you bring them to life? How do you take this checklist from being just a document on a server and make it a living, breathing part of your company's culture? Here's a number that should really make you sit up straight. A staggering 57% of AI bias problems are only found after the system has been deployed. Just think about that. By then, the damage is already done. Using a checklist to find these issues early isn't just good ethics, it's just plain smart business. It saves you from incredibly costly fixes and very public failures. Let's look at a real-world example. In the high-stakes world of finance, a checklist makes sure you are constantly auditing your loan models for bias. It means you have a system that can actually explain why someone was denied credit. It forces you to build in safeguards against things like discriminatory pricing. You see? You're literally building fairness right into the code. Or take a look at healthcare, another field where the stakes couldn't be higher. Here, a checklist guides your teams to triple-check that patient data is anonymized. It ensures that clinical experts are validating what the AI recommends, and it keeps you compliant with tough regulations like HIPAA. The context is different, but the principles of building things responsibly, they're exactly the same. So where does all this lead us? It leads to a pretty powerful conclusion. Approaching AI with a solid ethical framework, that's not a defensive move, it's a business imperative. It is what allows you to lead the pack with responsible innovation, and that creates a major competitive advantage. So please, stop thinking of this as a cost center. It is a value driver, plain and simple. A strong ethics program reduces your risk, it massively enhances customer trust, and it fuels sustainable, long-term innovation. And here's the real takeaway. This whole thing isn't about moving slow. It's about building the guardrails that actually give you the confidence to move faster. And this brings me to a point that you just can't ignore. It's a direct quote from the source material. Ethics cannot be delegated to tech teams. Let me say that again. You cannot just pass this off to the engineers and hope for the best. This requires visible, unwavering commitment from the very highest levels of your organization. It has to be a leadership priority, period. So where do you start? Right here. It's actually pretty simple. 1. Establish clear ownership. Who is the person responsible for this? Put a name on it. 2. Develop a draft checklist for your company. It doesn't need to be perfect, just get something down. 3. Pilot it on a real project. See how it works in the wild. And 4. Commit to regular executive-level reviews. These are 4 concrete actions you can take this week. And that leaves us with one final essential question. This technology is reshaping our world, and its direction is not yet written. As a leader, you have both the opportunity and the responsibility to help shape that future. So the question is, how will you lead it?